Practice reflective listening. A sage once said that the Lord gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that ratio ought to tell us something. Good point, right? We often think about learning good communication skills to express ourselves more clearly, getting our message across. In fact, however, 98% of good communication is listening. Am I really a good listener? Question. If you can hear, you can listen, right? Wrong. Hearing is passive. Listening is actively interacting with a message by reflecting it back to the sender. Effective listening is a simple habit to develop, but it is very difficult to learn because in situations where it is important the most, we are usually more focused on what we are going to say next than we are on listening to the message being sent. Consider this typical husband and wife interaction. Wife holding up a navy blue dress with a broad white collar. Look at this. I just got this dress cleaned and there is a gravy stain all over the collar. I can't believe this. What am I going to do? What am I going to do now? I was going to wear this dress tonight. Husband, oh, honey, I don't think anyone would even notice it. Besides, you could wear your yellow dress. It looks great. The husband in this scenario was trying to be helpful, but he did not listen. He was more concerned with solving the problem than understanding his wife's emotions. Wow. This thing is not easy. He could have made any number of remarks that would have made his wife feel heard and understood, such as, I'm so sorry, I would be furious too, or I can't imagine how disappointing you are, or I can't imagine how disappointed you are. This thing is not easy. The point of reflective listening is to let your partner know that you have heard what they said and that you understand their message. By the way, reflective listening is a wonderful way to diffuse a potential conflict. If your partner starts hurling you statements such as, you are always late, don't say, I am not. Instead, genuinely express your understanding of his or her feelings by saying, I know it upsets you when I'm late. It got to be exasperating. I'll work on being on time in the future. Listen for the message underlining the actual words. You are always late means I am upset. Many of the couples we teach reflective listening to complain that it feels awkward and sounds phony or even patronizing. Me too. I feel like, what happened? That is why we lay a foundation with being warm, genuine, and empathetic. Make it sound, it is not something you feel it, you genuinely feel it. For it to sound real or for it to be real, you have to feel it. When reflective listening is grounded in these traits, it is never a robotic function. It comes from the heart. If you are listening deeply and if you truly care, then what you reflect back to your partner will not be mechanical. Like any skill, listening may feel awkward at first, but when you begin to experience the difference it makes in your marriage, the awkward feeling will abate quickly. And there is a quote here from the book of James, from the Bible, and it says, be quick to listen and slow to speak. This one, I need to understand it and incorporate it in my life. Remember, however, that true empathy in listening involves change. Unfortunately, some people may learn to listen well, but they fail to heed what they hear. If your partner is asking for a change in your behavior, seriously consider the request, and then, if it seems reasonable, act on it. Just as words without deeds are dead, so is listening without action. One more thing on listening. If you are at a loss and can't seem to reflect your partner's message, do 2 things. Make sure you really want to accurately understand their marriage. And number 2, say something like, tell me more about it, or help me understand what you mean. This safety net technique works wonders. Renowned sweet counselor Dr. Paul Turner has said, It is impossible to overemphasize the immense need we have to be really listened to be taken seriously, and to be understood. No one can develop freely in this world and find a full life without feeling understood by at least one person. When you offer your spouse the gift of listening, you are embodying that marriage was meant to be. This one is going to be very difficult too. All right, there is a subheading here titled Understand and Accept the Differences Between Men and Women. This one is very, very important. When Professor Henry Higgins cries out in My Fair Lady, why can't a woman be more like a man? We all knew he's not talking about anatomy. He's in love with Eliza, but he can't really understand her. An expert in languages, he has taught Eliza how to speak English his upper class way, but he can't really communicate with her. Henry Higgins is not alone. Almost every man and every woman has at some point despaired of ever getting through to the opposite sex. Men and women are very different. While our roles can be changed, our psyches can't. And even though the other sex's behavior is different from ours, it is not wrong. This is the reason why you should stop complaining to your girlfriend about your boyfriend's behavior or reaction to something you did. You can never understand, and he can never understand. She can never understand either. And even though the other sex's behavior is different from ours, it is not wrong. If we judge it as bad, we are simply being myopic and old-fashioned. We must accept our differences, quit railing against them, change our expectations, and accept each other. Accepting each other's differences is a vital key to effective communication. Communicating can either span or widen the gender gap. In conversations, men and women appear to be doing the same thing. They open their mouths and produce noise. However, they actually use conversation for quite different purposes. Women use conversation primarily to form and solidify connection with other people. Men, on the other hand, tend to use words to navigate their way within the hierarchy by communicating their knowledge and skill and impacting information. Let's see in the next video.